Row comes out of turn 4. Can we get a round of applause? All right, race fans, here we go. Heat 1 for your POWRi Super Stocks rolling out onto the track. On the pole, going to be the 𝐋𝐞𝐞𝐿 of Jerry Brown, and to his outside, the 53 of Danny O'Neill. Row 2, going to be the 56 of Mark Davis and the 10A of Dwayne Anderson. So these super stocks are going to roll around the speedway and roll in some of that moisture that we laid down on the track. And then once they do, we're going to stack them up bumper to bumper, door to door, and we're going to go green flag for 8 laps. All right, race fans, lights are down. We're going to go into turn 3. Brown, O'Neill on the front row. Out of turn 4, green flag is up in the air. Down into turn 1, they're going to go. Jerry Brown going to have that lead, but here comes the 53 of Danny O'Neill trying to get around him on the outside. Mark Davis going to be sitting there in 3rd, and Dwayne Anderson going to round out the field in 4th. As they come out of turn 4, lap 1 goes to Brown. Davis, Davis and O'Neill make a little bit of contact, but we're going to be clean and clear. Anderson kind of off the power, but he's going to get back on the power. Out of turn 4, it is still the 221 of Jerry Brown. Mark Davis going to be sitting there in 2nd, and Danny O'Neill 3rd. We're going to to be single file, kindergarten style here for your top three. Oh, Mark Davis down to the bottom side of Jerry Brown as they're going to be door to door going down into three. Out of turn number 4, it is Mark Davis to the race lead. Jerry Brown going to shuffle back into the number 2 spot. Brown going to go right to the back bumper, but Davis going to hammer down and drive away down the backstretch. As they're going to go down into turn 3, Danny O'Neal still going to be sitting in that number 3 spot. Mark Davis leads them down into 3. Again, your top 3 are all single file. As they're going to cross the stripe, going to see 2 more trips around here for the 56 of Mark Davis. Jerry Brown second, Danny O'Neal third, and Dwayne Anderson going to round out your field in 4th. Out of turn number 4, you got the white flag, 1 to go for the 56 of Mark Davis. Mark Davis going to try to get around Dwayne Anderson. Quick, clean, and clear as he's going to do it. Down in a 3, they're going to go for the final time as we come out of turn number 4 to the checkered flag for the 56 of Mark Davis. Jerry Brown and Danny O'Neal rounding out your top 3. So that's going to wrap up Heat 1. Up next going to be Heat number 2. On the pole going to be the 2A of Ace O'Neal, and to his outside the 5 of Peyton McDowell. And row number 2, all by his lonesome, going to be the 26 of Donnie Miller. Lights are down as we're going to go into turn 3 for our second and final heat for your super stocks. Out of turn number 4, green flag is out and in the air. Peyton McDowell going to go right to the top shelf. Ace O'Neal looking good down on the bottom, but here comes that 26 of Donnie Miller. You can't count out that man. As they come out of turn 4, lap 1 goes to Ace O'Neal. Peyton McDowell sits in second. Donnie Miller third. But looky here, Donnie Miller's got a good run down on the bottom side. He's going to get up and around the 5 as he's going to slide into that number 2 spot. But it is still the 2A of Ace O'Neal out front. Oh, looky here, Donnie Miller trying to get down around the bottom side. Going to try to squeeze it in 3 as they come out of turn number 4. It's still the 2A out front, but he's got that 26 all over his back bumper. Peyton McDowell still on the top shelf, trying to get it worked in, trying to get some room to run. Field comes out of turn 4. O'Neal, Miller, and McDowell. Donnie Miller still trying to get around the 2A of Ace O'Neal, who holds the lead. Ace O'Neal been in charge since the drop of green. Coming out of turn 4, you got 2 more trips around for the 2A of Ace O'Neal. Stretching into 3, Donnie Miller is going to try to drive it in a little hard as they're going to come out of turn 4. We're going to see the doctor's jacket. 1 to go for the 2A. Donnie Miller going to have to make it or break it here as he is going to try to run down that 2A machine. Down the back stretch, they're going to go. Coming out of turn number 4 to the checkered flag, going to be the 2A of Ace O'Neal. Donnie Miller's second, and Peyton McDowell, your top 3. Race fans, are you ready for some late model action? Race fans, are you ready for some late model action? Oh, Lord, you got to get louder than that or we're just going to load them up and go home. Are y'all ready for some late models? That's much better. Thank you. I appreciate it. You all are outstanding citizens. Here we go. KRC Heat 1 for your 4-state dirt late models. They're going to be rolling out onto the track right about now. On the pole, going to be the 93D of Josh Dugan into his outside, the 22 of Tim Petty. Row number 2, going to be the 87 of Dwayne Hobbs and the 82 of Jace Parmley. Row 3, going to be the 26 of Glenn Powell and the 4A of Dustin Atkinson. And row number 4, all by his lonesome, the 74 of Kyle Bates. Laps the distance here for heat number 1 for your 4-state dirt late models. Race fans, when they come out of turn 4, I need you to get loud and proud for heat 1 of your late models. Josh Dugan, Tim Petty on that front row. 7 cars, 8 laps the distance. Green flag is in the air. They're going to hustle on down to the 1 and 2. Dugan, Petty going to be door to door. Jace Parmley going to be sitting there in that number 3 spot. Here comes the 4A. Dustin Atkinson sitting in that number 5 spot, trying to get around the 87 of Dwayne Hobbs, who sits in 4th. But Hobbs is looking good down around the bottom side of the Speedway. Out front, it is that 93D, but here comes the 22 of Tim Petty. Tim Petty going to come up to the lead by a nose. Now Petty's going to have solidified that number 1 spot as he's going to lead them down into turn 3. It is Petty, Dugan, Parmley, Atkinson, and Hobbs. That's your top 5. Oh, look at that. Dustin Atkinson going to get the daily double, the 2 for 1 on the top side of the Speedway. Now he's going to try to pick off the 93D of Josh Dugan as they're going to go down the back stretch and into 3. Tim Petty out front leading the charges. He's going to cross the stripe. Oh, Josh Dugan able to hold on by a bumper, but here comes the 4A of Dustin Atkinson. He's up into that number 2 spot. He started 6th. He's up to 2nd. It is Tim Petty, Dustin Atkinson, and Josh Dugan, your top 3. Dwayne Hobbs 4th, Jace Parmley 5th. Kyle Bates sits 6th, and Glenn Powell 7th. Now Tim Petty going to try to go up to the top side. Dustin Atkinson going to drop it down to the bottom side. They're going to silhouette it down into 3. Atkinson going to throw the slider. Petty going to cross them over. White flag for the 4A of Dustin Atkinson. Oh, now Dwayne Hobbs trying to get a run on Josh Dugan as it's going to be the final time down into 3. Coming out of turn 4 to the checkered flag, the 4A of Dustin Atkinson, Tim Petty, and Josh Dugan, your top 3. All right, that's going to wrap up Heat 1. Up next, going to be Shiny Heine Heat 2, brought to you by Shiny Heine Truck Wash. On the pole is going to be the 9, your current Rookie of the Year points leader, Dustin Tiger, into his outside, your current series points leader, the 11 of Sawyer Kriegler. Row 2 going to be the 60. Row 2 going to be the 60 of Cody Nivens and the 5V of Carmen Vincent. Row 3 going to be the 41 of Matt Menzie and the 00 of Reggie Jackson. And row number 4 going to be the 30 of Dalton Cloyd. So your 2 current points leaders, the series and the rookie, on the pole. Green flag is in the air. Oh, Tiger going to be there. Here comes Kriegler on the outside. Cody Niven's going to be sitting there in that number 3 spot as they come out of turn 4. Lap 1 goes to the 11 of Sawyer Kriegler. Dustin Tiger second. Cody. Oh, something happened on Tiger's car. Dustin Tiger went right up to the wall in turn 2. I heard a pop, but I don't know if it was a tire, his motor, or someone just stepped on a Pepsi bottle. So he is rolling again. All right, race fans. Lights are down. Single file restart. Sawyer Kriegler out front. Cody Niven's second. And Carmen Vincent going to be third. Green flag is back in the air. Kriegler going to take off down the backstretch. Going to get some separation. As there's going to be pretty big gap between Sawyer Kriegler and the 60 of Cody Nivens. Carmen Vincent going to be sitting at number 5 spot. Dalton Cloyd up to 4th. As Cloyd started 7th, he's moved up 3 spots. Your current Rookie of the Year points leader, Dustin Tiger, going to get around the 41 of Matt Menzie. As he had car trouble earlier in the heat race, had to go tailback. He's going to be battling out back there with Matt Menzie, but out front it is at 11 of Sawyer Kriegler, current points leader for the series 2025 this year. And you can see why, as he has a tremendous lead over the 60 of Cody Nivens, who sits in second. Carmen Vincent going to be sitting in third. Dalton Cloyd going to be that number 4 spot, and Reggie Jackson up to 5th. About a half a straightaway lead for the 11 of Sawyer Kriegler, as he's going to go down through 1 and 2. Everybody's kind of single file right now, except back here at the back where Dustin Tiger and the 41 and Matt Menzie are going to be duking it out. White flag, 1 to go for the 11 of Sawyer Kriegler. Down the backstretch, Kriegler is going to go into 3 for the final time, as he's going to come out of turn number 4, and you're going to see the checkered flag for the 11 of Sawyer Kriegler. Cody Niven second, and Carmen Vincent third. All right, that's going to wrap up Heat 2. Up next is going to be your Jimmy Mitchell Motors, Heat number 3. On the pole is going to be the 18 of Tracy Cottrell, and to his outside, the 50 of Caden Cornell. Row number 2 going to be the 5-star John Briggs and the 42 of Cole Wells. Row 3, you got the 79 of Jeremy Steele and the 87S of Steve Steele. And riding shotgun in row 7, all by his lonesome, going to be the 33 of Mike Bittner. All right, so we're going to shut the lights off, and they're going to be green flag when they come out of turn number 4. Cottrell and Cornell on that front row. Green flag is in the air. Oh, look at the cluster we got up front here. Out of turn 4 of the 50, Caden Cornell going to come up to the race lead. Cole Wells going to be sitting in second. John Briggs, Tracy Cottrell going to battle now for third and fourth. Then you got Mike Bittner trying to get around the 79 and Jeremy Steele as they're going to be door-to-door down the back stretching into 3. Cole Wells in that 42 trying to run down the 50 of Caden Cornell. But I'm watching this battle here between Mike Bittner and Jeremy Steele as Bittner finally going to get a run out of 2 and get up into the number 5 spot. Caden Cornell holds on to that race lead, but Cole Wells is slowly starting to chop the lead down. John Briggs going to be sitting in third. As we've gone kind of single file here all the way around the Speedway, everybody kind of running the same line. As the 50 of Caden Cornell comes out of turn 4, your race leader Cole Wells second, John Briggs third, Tracy Cottrell fourth, Mike Bittner fifth, Jeremy Steele sixth, and Steve Steele going to be in that number 7 spot. The 87 of Steve Steele, he's about to have some company as Caden Cornell is coming up fast. White flag, 1 to go. Lap traffic, is that going to impede the process? Steve Steele's going to slide up the Speedway. Cornell's going to drop it down to the bottom side and into 3. Coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag for the 50 of Caden Cornell. Cole Wells second and John Briggs, your top 3. That's going to wrap up heat number 3. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, we got our 4th and final heat. And it is your POW Mechanical Heat 4 for your 4-state dirt late models. On the pole is going to be the 3 of Joey Smith, and to his outside, the 13B of Brandon Baldridge. Row 2, you got the 9P of Sam Petty and the 5 Junior of Noah Ames. Row number 3, going to be the 15 of Trent Wynn and the 99 of John Rowland. All right, race fans, lights are down. 6 cars, 8 laps, final heat for your 4-state dirt late models here at the Mighty Midway. Joey Smith, Brandon Baldridge goes down into turn 3. Out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. Down into 3, Joey Smith's going to lead them on in. As Brandon Baldridge trying to get up around him on the top side. The 9 there as Sam Petty sits in third. Look at this, Joey Smith on the bottom. Baldridge trying to run him on the top. Trent Wynn up into the number 4 spot. It's all Joey Smith right here, but Brandon Baldridge not giving up on that top side. He's going to run it all the way around the track, trying to get it to come to him so he can find some speed. Unable to do it for that lap as it's still Smith, Baldridge. Oh, look how Baldridge got in there a little hard. And he's going to stay rolling. He's going to shuffle back to 4th, though. That's going to move Sam Petty up to 2nd and Trent Wynn up to 3rd. And that's going to give Joey Smith a very good lead over the rest of the field. Out of turn 4, it is the 3 of Joey Smith, your race leader. Sam Petty second, Trent Wynn, Brandon Balders, John Rowland, and Noah Ames rounds out your field. As Joey Smith got about a half a straightaway lead on the 9 of Sam Petty. Trent Wynn right there in third, all over Petty's back bumper. As they're going to go down the back stretch in 3, Joey Smith's going to lead them out of turn 4. We're going to see that white flag. One more trip around for the 3 of Joey Smith. They're going to go down the back stretch for the final time here in your final heat race. For your 4-state dirt late models, checkered flag waves for the 3 of Joey Smith. Sam Petty second, and Trent Wynn your top 3. And that will wrap up heat races for your 4-state dirt late models. I'm excited about the feature for these late models. It's going to be epic. So track owner Clint Gang going to come out and lay a little bit of moisture down on the speedway, and then we're going to roll out our next heat race, which is going to be Heat 1 for your POWRi Midwest Modifieds. Hey, don't forget to check out that 50-50 raffle. It's still going on back there. We will do the drawing at intermission. Dustin Atkinson's got a little souvenir stand up back here as well. Don't forget to hit the concession stand. Like I said, the cheeseburgers are on point tonight. So I highly recommend the cheeseburgers. Get you something cold to drink. Kids, get some money from your parents and go buy some candy. Get all sugared up. I can say that because they're not going home with me. If it was my kids, I'd be going, no candy. You need sleep. I need sleep. You guys having fun so far? Okay, see, that's a problem. If I can't hear you up here, then we're not loud enough. So we're going to try this one more again. Are y'all having fun so far? Okay, the stands to the right of the tower, y'all, I'm disappointed. Yep, that means you. Yeah. We're going to try this again, and everybody, red stands, y'all that are loud, and everybody over here to the right that's quiet. Are you guys having fun? See, that's much better. That's much better. Here we go, Heat 1 for your POWRi Midwest Modifieds. On the pole, going to be the 55 of Adriel Shepard. And to the outside, the 77 of Zach Willis. Row 2, the 44R of Randall Cushing. The 14 of John Yeoman. Row 3, the 65 junior of Carter Jackson. And the 15R of Oakley Ragland. And row number 4, all by his lonesome, the 5D of Dustin Dennison. 7 cars, 8 laps the distance. Here for Heat 1 in your Midwest Modifieds. 3 heat races here tonight for the Midwest Mods. All right, we're going to shut the lights off, and they're going to be green flag next time by. They're going to be bumper to bumper, door to door. Adriel Shepard on the pole. Zach Willis to the outside of row 1. Out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Down at a 1 and 2, a lot of door-to-door action. Oh, Cushing goes around. And everybody's going to stay rolling. Carter Jackson taking a shortcut. And we got the 14 of John Newell around over here in the middle of 3 and 4. Yellow is out. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Out of turn number 4, Delaware double file restart. Green flag is in the air. Oh, Zach Willis got a good jump on that restart there as he's going to be down to the bottom side of Adriel Shepard. Now they're going to be 3 wide, almost 3 wide, as they come out of turn 2. Zach Willis, Adriel Shepard going to be door to door. Here comes the 5D of Dustin Dennis, and the 15 of Oakley Ragland's going to be there as well, as it is Willis, Shepard, and Ragland. 5D and Dustin Dennis there in that beautiful pink and white car. Going to move up into that number 3 spot. But out front it is the 77 of Zach Willis. Adriel Shepard holds on to second, but here comes Dustin Dennis, and he's down to the bottom side. He's going to get into that number 2 spot. Oh, Shepard goes up a little too high. That's going to let Oakley Ragland come around. Oakley Ragland going to be in that number 3 spot. Dustin Dennison sits in second, and your race leader going to be the 77 of Zach Willis, as the field's going to work through 3 and 4. They're going to be single file down the front stretch and into 1. They're going to cross the stripe this time. 2 more trips around. As John Newell and Randall Cushing back here, they're duking it out. They're staying pretty much door to door all the way around the track. Coming out of turn 4, we're going to see the white flag for the 77 of Zach Willis, Dennison, Ragland. That's your top 3. Shepard be 4th, Newell 5th, and Cushing 6th. As the 65 Carter Jackson went pit side earlier in the race. Out of turn 4, checkered flag waves for the 77 of Zach Willis. Dustin Dennison 2nd, and Oakley Ragland takes home that top 3 for heat number 1. All right, race fans, here we go. Heat number 2 for your POWRi Midwest Modifieds. On the pole, going to be the 51 of Sean Henson. And his outside the 6 of Corey Henson. Row number 2 going to be the 7C of Derek Cook and the 35E of Luke Aiken. Row 3 going to be the 6T of Austin Treadway and the 17 of Garrett Parker. And row number 4 going to be the 75 of Colby Lathrop. Out it. Nope, nope, nope. All right, here we go. We're going to try it again. Into 3, coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Oh, Derek Cook down on the bottom side. Looks like Henson and Aiken kind of got together. They're going to be 3 wide down the back stretch. And Sean Henson going to jump out to that race lead. Luke Aiken going to slide up to second. Derek Cook third, but here comes the 17 of Garrett Parker. Corey Henson, look out. Henson going to be headed towards the infield. And he's going to come to a stop. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Yellow flag is out for the 6 of Corey Henson. Lights are down, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to be green flag when we come out of turn number 4. 1 lap down, 7 to go. Sean Henson right now is your race leader. Aiken Cook, your top 3. Green flag is in the air. Sean Henson out front, but here comes the 7C of Derek Cook. He's up to second. Luke Aiken going to shuffle back to third, but Luke ain't going down without a fight. Treadway and Parker going to be battling it out for 4th and 5th as Parker's going to get a run out of 2 down the back stretch. Out front, it is all the 51 of Sean Henson. Oh, the 6 got the black flag, and he can't turn. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Yellow is out. The yellow is out for the 6 of Corey Henson as he cannot turn right. He's got trouble. That right front just does not look normal. So the 6 of Corey Henson, I'm being told, has a broken right front tie rod. Hopefully he can get it fixed and get back out here for our heat or our feature race. And then it looks like Colby Lathrop down here. Lathrop, I knew I was going to do that. Colby Lathrop down here at the bottom of turn 3 or 4. Not sure what's going on. So Colby Lathrop's getting a push down into the infield. Corey Henson's getting hooked up to the tow truck. Oh, looks like Lathrop's under power now. Just had a little starter issue. Lights are down, ladies and gentlemen. We will be green flag when they come out of turn 4. Sean Henson, your race leader. Down into 3, coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Here comes the 35E on the top side. Going to try to slingshot around the 51 there of Sean Henson. As you come out of turn 4, it is Luke Aiken to the race lead. Sean Henson, Derek Cook, your top 3, followed in by the 17 Garrett Parker. Austin Treadway rounding out your top 5, and then Colby Lathrop going to round out the field. But looky here, lead change. Sean Henson back to the race lead as Luke Aiken and him are duking it out like 2 prize fighters. A couple of heavyweight champs right there. Derek Cook going to throw his name up in there as well. Be like, yeah, I'm going to battle it too. Good battle up front here. Oh, Derek Cook's got to run down the back stretch as Sean Henson kind of exited turn 2 a little wide. Cook's going to try to hold it. Out of turn 4, white flag for the 7C of Derek Cook. Sean Henson second, Luke Aiken third. Cook's got to run down the backstretch for the final time into 3. Coming out of turn 4, checkered flag for the 7C of Derek Cook. Sean Henson second and Luke Aiken your top 3. All right, that's going to wrap up Heat 2. Now it's time for our third and final heat race here. On the pole, Heat 3 for your Midwest Modified is going to be the 83 of Ben Newell. And to his outside, the 27 of Terry Williams. Row 2 going to be the 8K of Tyler Cadunston. And to his outside, the 16A of Shannon Geller. Row 3 going to be the 28D of Dylan Dampier. And the 34C of Jake Carter. Into 3, coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Ben Newell going to jump out to the race lead, but here comes the 8K of Cadunston. Terry Williams third, Shannon Geller fourth. Carter going to go to the top shelf to get into that number 5 spot. Now Shannon Geller got to run on Terry Williams as they're going to be door-to-door down the backstretch. Going into 3, Jake Carter trying to come around him on the top side. Now Carter going to go down to the bottom side. Ben Newell still your race leader, but the man on the move is Jake Carter. Tyler Cadunston right there in second. Shannon Geller third. Carter trying to get back up to the top side all the way around the Speedway. That's where that young man likes to run, especially here at the mighty Midway. Out of turn 4, it is still the 83 of Ben Newell, Tyler 𝐋𝐞𝐞𝐛𝐚𝐧𝐨𝐬𝐿, Shannon Geller, your top 3, followed in by Jake Carter 4, Terry Williams 5th, and Dylan Dampier rounding out that number 6 spot. Tyler 𝐋𝐞𝐿 still trying to find a line to get up and around the 83 of Ben Newell. Everybody pretty much running down on the bottom side of the Speedway here. It's still the 83 of Ben Newell out front. Now 𝐋𝐞𝐿 going to go to the top a little, well, mid to high line. White flag, 1 to go for Ben Newell. Terry Williams got a run on Jake Carter. Not able to get to Jake Carter, going to hold on to 4th. Coming out of turn number 4 to the checkered flag, the 83 of Ben Newell. Tyler 𝐋𝐿 2nd and Shannon Geller 3rd. All right, race fans, this is probably one of the most exciting classes here at Midway, and it is our Young Gun Hornets. On the pole, going to be the 85J, Joseph Aiken, and to his outside the 18 of Clay Chancellor. Row 2, going to be the 18, or the 8 of Kyle Cross, and the 44 of Peyton Willis. Lights are down. Young Guns going into 3. Coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Joseph Aiken leads them down through 1 and 2. Here comes the 8 of Kyle Kraus. He's up to 2nd. Peyton Willis trying to pick off the 18 there of Clay Chancellor. As they come out of turn 4, it is the 85J, your race leader. Out of turn 4, it's still the 85J. Joseph Aiken, the 8 of Kyle Kraus sits in 2nd. Clay Chancellor 3rd, and Peyton Willis rounds out that number 4 spot. Kind of single filed out right now for Heat 1, your Young Gun Hornets. Again, Joseph Aiken, your race leader. Oh, Aiken's off the power. Everybody going to come around. Now Aiken's going to get back on the power. Kyle Kraus, your new leader. Clay Chancellor 2nd, Peyton Willis 3rd. As the 85J had trouble, but now he's back on the power. White flag, 1 more trip around here for the 8 of Kyle Kraus. Can he hold on? Clay Chancellor in the 18, they're going to be sitting in 2nd, going to try to run him down as they're going to go down into turn 3 for the final time. Coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag waves for the 8 of Kyle Kraus. Clay Chancellor 2nd, and Peyton Willis, your top 3. So I think the 44 of Peyton Willis has got trouble. So Peyton Willis going to get a push from the push truck. As heat 1 for your Young Gun Hornets comes to a close. Up next, we got heat number 2. More Young Gun Hornets. I'm going to go ahead and give you the lineup here for heat 2. On the pole is going to be the 3C at Charlie O'Neill. And to the outside of row 1, going to be the 25 of Rhett Edgar. Row number 2, all by his lonesome, going to be the 66 of Max Dublin. Don't forget, race fans, next weekend we have the Gary Woodall Memorial. I want to thank everybody for tonight showing up for the Tony Roper Memorial. Here we go, down into turn 3. Out of turn number 4, you're going to see the green flag in the air. Rhett Edgar. Oh, look out. O'Neill and Edgar make contact. Max Dublin says, hey, we're going to stay rolling. See you guys. I'm out of here. Max Dublin just avoided the carnage and stayed on the throttle. As Max Dublin in that 66 going to be your race leader. Rhett Edgar going to be sitting there in second in the white car. And the black and blue car going to be Charlie O'Neill rounding out your top 3. Max Dublin still your race leader with a commanding lead over the 25 of Rhett Edgar. The 3C of Charlie O'Neill sits there in third. Turn 4, here they come. Max Dublin, your race leader. Going to see 2 to go this time by. As he's going to lead him down the backstretch of 25 of Rhett Edgar trying to run down that 66 machine. He is closing the gap, but he's got the white flag. 1 to go. Can Max Dublin hold on? As they're going to go down the backstretch for the final time. Coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag for the 66 of Max Dublin. Rhett Edgar's second. And rounding out the field, going to be the 3C of Charlie O'Neill taking that number 3 spot. All right, so track owner Clint Gamm's going to lay some moisture down on the track before we roll out our POWRi Pure Stocks. Oh, this is going to be exciting, especially this first heat. Give a big shout out to Lois Davis. Where you at? Hold on, stand up. Hi, Lois. That's Tony's aunt. We want to give her a big shout out. Everybody give Lois a big round of applause. She's probably thinking, great, I'm never coming back here again. I'm serious. All right, here we go. POWRi Pure Stocks Heat 1 on the pole. Going to be the 19, Trenton Houston into his outside the 0 of James Reedus. Row number 2, going to be the 9 of Mike Piercy. And the 68 of Rhonda Lamke. Row number 3, going to be the 32 of Richard Adams. Eight laps of distance. Lights are down. We will be green flag when they come out of turn number 4. Into 3, they're going to go coming out of turn number 4. Heat 1 for your Pure Stocks. Green flag is in the air. Down on the 1 and 2, Trenton Houston going to be down on the bottom side. James Reed is going to go to the top side. Mike Piercy going to be sitting there in 3rd. Here comes the 32 of Richard Adams. But out front, it is going to be a drag race to the line. You got James Reedus to that number 1 spot. Trenton Houston going to shuffle back into 2nd, but now Houston's got to run out of 2, but Reedus on the top side. Out of turn number 4, it is still James Reedus by a car length. Reedus almost bobbled it there through 3 and 4 as Reedus still your race leader. Trenton Houston 2nd, Richard Adams up to 3rd. And Mike Piercy going to be sitting in the number 4 spot. But look at this. Looky. James Reedus going to be dancing up top. As Trenton Houston is going to be catfishing down on the bottom side. And it is an all-out slugfest here. Out of turn 4, it is still the 0 of James Reedus, who's going to take it on the top shelf all the way around the speedway. Oh, no. The 9 of Mike Piercy is on fire. Yellow, 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 yellow. The 9 of Piercy is on fire under his hood. We got him shut down. And they're going to get that fire extinguished over there in turn 3. Not sure how or why or what happened, but when Piercy come out of turn 4, we could see the flames in the passenger side wheel well. So I'm being told that the 9 there of Mike Piercy had a little bit of oil on the header, and that's what caught fire. So we got it extinguished, we got it cleaned up, and we're going to keep on rolling. So Trenton Houston gets to choose whether he wants the top or bottom, and he's going top side because he knows that's where it's fast. Still under yellow as we're getting the track cleaned up. Lights are down, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be green flag when they come out of turn 4. Out of turn number 4, green flag is in the air. 2 more trips around, we're going to go. James Reed is up front. Richard Adams trying to get into second. As Adams and Houston going to battle it out. White flag, 1 to go. Oh, and Trenton Houston barely holds on to second by a bumper, ladies and gentlemen. But now he's going to solidify that number 2 spot as they're going to go down into 3 for the final time. Coming out of turn number 4 to the checkered flag, the 0 at James Reed is Trenton Houston, Richard Adams, your top 3. Fire again on Mike Piercy's car. Yeah, Mike Piercy is definitely, now he's going to catch the grass on fire. Mike Piercy's just going right to the fire department. Mike Piercy was like, you know what, I'm not going to wait on them to come to me. I'm just going to drive right to the fire department. But when you think about it, that's pretty smart. Because, see, me, I'd still be cruising around the track going, what's that smell? Mike, nobody asked for your input. Or yours, Keith. Look. I'm on the mic. I can't say what I want to say to him. You look like twins. Mike, you just need to grow a white beard. Do it. I've been up since 4. I go home. hand the mic to your wife. you gonna be in the doghouse now, Michael. All right, here we go. Heat 2 for POWRi Pure Stocks. On the pole, going to be the 14 of Derek Davis and his outside, the 26 of Preston McDowell. Row 2 going to be the 42 of Trevor Ellingson and the 21 of Peyton McDowell. All right, race fans, the lights are down. We're going to be green flag when they come out of turn 4. Green flag is going to be in the air. Derek Davis going to lead him on down the back stretch. Preston McDowell going to be on the top side trying to run him down. Peyton McDowell trying to get around him down on the bottom side. The McDowells are going to battle it out. They're going to be door to door down the backstretch. Oh, McDowell coming right to the back bumper of Derek Davis. Preston McDowell says, you know what, Peyton, you can stay there. I'm going to get around him on the top side. Trevor Ellingson off the track. He's headed pit side. Trevor Ellingson got trouble on the front. And you got, oh no, Derek Davis holds on by half a car. All 3 cars are going to be right there, bumper to bumper, door to door. Good race we got going on. Oh, McDowell kind of giving Derek Davis a little nudge. Derek Davis holds on to the lead, but that 26 of Preston McDowell, he's on the top side. He's there, just needs a little bit more momentum. Peyton McDowell's going to be right there to the back bumper of Derek Davis. Out of turn 4, it is still Derek Davis. Preston McDowell still sits in second. Peyton McDowell third. Oh, Preston McDowell got a good run out of 2 and down the back stretches. They're going to come out of turn number 4. You got a new race leader. 26 of Preston McDowell to the race lead by a bumper, but Derek Davis says it ain't over yet as the white flag was in the air. Coming out of turn 4 to the checkered flags. Gonna wave for the 14 of Derek Davis. Preston McDowell, Peyton McDowell, your top 3. All right, so we're going to lay some moisture down on the Speedway. And then we are going to get ready to take care of our final heat races of the evening. Going to be your POWRi B mods. Hey, can you do that again? I was actually able to look at you. What? No, that was your wife. She told me to say it. Hey, so you guys see the guy in the red and white official shirt? That's Michael Seitz. He's the official flagman for the 4-state dirt late models. And I got his theme song here. So before I play this, just everybody keep an open mind, okay? I have seen him jam out to this. Don't ask why. All right, race fans, so this is Heat 1 for your POWRi B mods. On the poles, the 68 of Donnie Betson to his outside, the 14C of Cody Crabtree. Road 2, you got the 55G of Luke Gideon and the 44T of Casey Thomas. All right, race fans, lights are down. 4 cars, 8 laps. Down the back stretch and into 3. Donnie Betts, Cody Crabtree on that front row. Luke Gideon, Casey Thomas going to be row number 2. No start. Green flag is in the air. Down to 1 and 2. They're going to go. Donnie Bett's going to have that race lead. Here comes the 55G of Luke Gideon. Cody Crabtree going to be sitting in that number 2 spot. Casey Thomas going to go to the top side. Going to push the cush. As he's going to bobble it through 3 and 4. Donnie Bett's out front. Cody Crabtree second. Luke Gideon third. They're all running the bottom side. It's still Donnie Bett's out front. Cody Crabtree second, Luke Gideon third, and Casey Thomas is going to be sitting in that number 4 spot. We are single file all the way through the field. Now Cody Crabtree trying to get down to the bottom, very, very bottom, trying to get a run on Donnie Bett's. Oh, look out. Casey Thomas is going to go sideways in 3 and 4. And that is going yellow, yellow, yellow. Yellow flag is out for the 44, Casey Thomas. Five down, 3 to go, single file restart. Donnie Bett's out front, Cody Crabtree second, Luke Gideon third, Casey Thomas, your top 4, only 4. Green flag is going to be in the air. Coming out of turn number 4, you're going to see 2 to go this time by. Luke Gideon still trying to get down and around Cody Crabtree. Donnie Bett's going to lead the charge. As Betts has been in charge since the drop of green, he's going to come out of turn 4. White flag going to wave for the 68 of Donnie Betts. Down the back stretch of the field, going to go for the final time. Everybody down on the bottom side coming out of turn 4. Checkered flag for the 68 of Donnie Betts. Cody Crabtree and Luke Gideon round out your top 3. That's going to wrap up heat 1. Our second heat and final heat for your POWRi B-Mods about to roll out. And on the pole is going to be the 2 of Eric Graves, and to his outside, the 5C of Brian Cook. Row 2 is going to be the 49 of Mason Rodden and the 65 of Chris Jackson. Lights are down, ladies and gentlemen. 8 laps the distance for our final heat race, and then we got a B feature coming up after that, or after this. Into 3, coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is going to be in the air. Down to 1 and 2, they're going to rock and roll. Eric Graves going to lead lap 1. Chris Jackson going to be right there to the back bumper. Brian Cook was going to try to get around Jackson. Jackson going to power away from him, but the 2 of Eric Graves going to lead the charge. trying to diamond it off through the turns to get a run. Unable to do it so far. Watch this. Jack's going to go in. He's going to go to the top. And then yoink, going to come right out the bottom of 4. Unable to get it done. As Eric Graves going to hold on to that race lead. Chris Jackson going to try it again. This time it's going to be successful. You got a new race leader down the back stretch, and that is the 65 of Chris Jackson. Eric Graves second, Brian Cook third, and Mason Rodden going to be sitting in that number 4 spot. Separation throughout the cars on the field or the track. It's all Chris Jackson now, as Chris Jackson starting to create a lot of separation between him and Eric Graves, who sits in second. Brian Cook still third, and Mason Rodden going to round out your field. 2 more laps to go for our final heat race of the evening. White flag waves for the 65 of Chris Jackson. 1 more trip around. Can he hold on? Into 3 coming out of turn number 4. Checkered flag waves for the 65 of Chris Jackson. Eric Graves second, and Brian Cook takes home that number 3 spot. Hey, race fans, guess what? Okay, cool. We got more late models getting ready to roll out. We're going to lay a little bit of moisture down, and then we have a B feature, 8 laps the distance. Top 4 going to transfer, and then right after the B feature, we're going to go to intermission. I got something to give away. We're going to do a 50-50 raffle drawing. If we have to go tinkle, we're going to go tinkle. I already went before the night started, so I ain't got to worry about that. And then if you need something to eat or drink, that would be the time to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the starting lineup for your location freight B feature for your 4-state dirt late models. On the pole, going to be the 99 of John Rowland. And to his outside, the 82 of Jace Parmley. Row 2, going to be the 74 of Kyle Bates. And the 9 of Dustin Tiger. Row 3 going to be the 79 of Jeremy Steele. And the 5 junior of Noah Ames. Row 4 you got the 26 of Glenn Powell and the 41 of Matt Menzie. And row number 5 all by his lonesome, the 87S of Steve Steele. Here we go. We're going to stack them all up, and they're going to be green flag when we come out of turn 4 next time. John Rowland, Jace Parmley on that front row. Dustin Tiger, Kyle Bates, row 2. Jeremy Steele, Noah Ames, row 3. Glenn Powell, Matt Menzie, row 4. And Steve Steele going to round out the field. 8 laps, top 4 going to move on. Who's going to make it into the A main tonight? Out of turn 4. Green flag is in the air. Oh, look out. We got one around 2 tangled up. Kyle Bates is facing the wrong direction, and it looks like Glenn Powell has collected on top of him. Lights are off, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be green flag when they come out of turn 4. John Rowland, Jace Parmley on the front row, original restart. Out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. Jace Parmley, good run out of turn 2. Again, only the top 5 are going to move, or top 4 are going to move on. As it is Jace Parmley, Dustin Tiger, John Rowland, and Glenn Mitchell in the top 4 right now. Those are the 4 transfer spots. And the top 4 starting to pull away from the rest of the field. Single file all the way through the field right now. Jace Parmley, your race leader. Dustin Tiger, current Rookie of the Year points leader, sits in 2nd. John Rowland 3rd. Glenn Powell going to be that number 4th and final transfer spot. As Parmley and Tiger start to pull away from the rest of the field. Matt Menzie sits in 5th, trying to run down that number 4 position. But it is all Jace Parmley right now. Jace Parmley still your race leader as he comes out of turn 4. Dustin Tiger 2nd, John Rowland and Glenn Powell your top 4. It's all Jace Parmley. He's going to get around Steve Steele, white flag in the air. They're coming out of turn number 4. Checkered flag waves for the 82 of Jace Parmley. Dustin Tiger 2nd. John Rowland 3rd. And the 26 of Glenn Powell going to be that 4th and final transfer spot. POWRi Superstock feature of the night. On the pole, going to be the 56 of Mark Davis, and to his outside, the 2A of Ace O'Neill. Row 2, going to be the 26 of Donnie Miller, and the 221 of Jerry Brown. Row number 3, going to be the 53 of Danny O'Neill, and the 5 of Peyton McDowell. And row number 4, all by his lonesome, going to be the 10A of Dwayne Anderson. right, race fans, we're going to shut the lights off and we're going to be green flag when they come out of turn number 4. Into 3, the field's going to work on in as we come out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Down to 1 and 2, Mark Davis leads them on in, but here comes Donnie Miller. He's on a rail. Ace O'Neill going to be sitting there on the outside of Miller. Jerry Brown in 4th. It is Mark Davis takes lap 1, 15 laps total distance. Out of turn number 4, it is still the 56 of Mark Davis. Ace O'Neill second, Donnie Miller third. Then Jerry Brown, Peyton McDowell, Danny O'Neill. Oh, looky here, 3 wide out of 2. Donnie Miller got a run. Oh, Danny O'Neill goes up a little high, but Donnie Miller going to go to the race lead. Ace O'Neill to the outside. Ace O'Neill going to try to run him down. Mark Davis shuffles back into that number 3 spot where Jerry Brown and Peyton McDowell are going to be battling it out right behind him. And it is Donnie Miller to the race lead. Ace O'Neill, Mark Davis, Jerry Brown, Peyton McDowell. That's the top 5, followed in by Danny O'Neill and Dwayne Anderson. Still your race leader as Ace O'Neill holds on to second. Now Mark Davis has got in trouble. He's got Jerry Brown to the outside. Mark Davis, Jerry Brown going to be battling out there for 3rd and 4th. Jerry Brown going to have that number 3 spot as they go down into turn 3. Now Jerry Brown going to try to pick off the 2A of Ace O'Neill. Miller almost a full straightaway lead, about 3/4 of a straightaway out front as he's leading the charge. They come out of turn 4. Jerry Brown sits in 2nd. Ace O'Neill, now Peyton McDowell trying to get up into the top 4. He's going to get into the top 3 instead. Danny Miller going to follow and Mark Davis shuffles back. So it's Donnie Miller in 1st. Jerry Brown, Peyton McDowell, your top 3. Ace O'Neill, Danny O'Neill, your top 5. Donnie Miller, your race leader, and he's going to have a full straightaway over the 221 of Jerry Brown. Peyton McDowell sits there in the 5 in the 3rd position. Two more trips around for the 26 of Donnie Miller. Peyton McDowell up to 2nd now. As him and Jerry Brown are going to battle it out. Your race leader comes out of turn 4. White flag, 1 to go. Into 3 goes your leader for the final time. Coming out of turn 4, checkered flag for the 26 of Donnie Miller. Jerry Brown takes 2nd and Peyton McDowell your top 3. right, race fans, down there in Victory Lane, your POWRi Superstock feature winner here at the 25th annual Tony Roper Memorial. As he gets his safety equipment off, you're going to have to make some noise, as this is the first feature winner of the evening. We got some more to crown. All right, I think he's got all that safety equipment off. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the 26 of Donnie Miller. All right, race fans, we're going to do something special for all you fans here tonight, because it is the Tony Roper Memorial. We're going to do some driver introductions, out-of-car driver introductions. So we're going to park all the late models here on the front stretch. We'll start at the back and work our way to the front. All right, where is my flagman? I see him. Can you hear me, Michael? Are you flagging this race? Exactly. So just park it. Race fans, I need y'all to do a favor for me. If you got a cell phone, make sure you turn the flash on. Record, take pictures, hoot, holler, scream, jump up and down, do all the fun stuff. Get rowdy for these late model drivers. Ladies and gentlemen, starting in the 24th position out of Springfield, Missouri, driver of the 74, Kyle Bates. And starting in the 23rd position, driver of the number 41, Matt Menzie. Starting 22nd out of Nixon, Missouri, he drives that 26 black and white. Give it up for Glenn Powell. Starting 21st out of Warsaw, Missouri, driver of the 99, the red and white. Give it up for John Rowland. Starting 20th, your current Rookie of the Year points leader, the 9 of Dustin Tiger. Starting 19th out of Neosho, Missouri, the 82 of Joe Dirt Jace Parmley. Now you got to get loud, ladies and gentlemen. Driver of the 00 right here out of Lebanon, Missouri. Give it up for Reggie Jackson. All the way from Frontenac, Kansas. Starting 17th, driver of the 33, Mike Bittner. Starting 16th out of Alton, Missouri, driver of the 13B, Brandon Baldridge. Coming to us out of Buffalo, Missouri, starting 15th, the 18, Tracy Cottrell. Starting 14th out of Buffalo, Missouri, the 87 of Dwayne Hobbs. Oh boy, all the way from Harrison, Arkansas, he's going to be starting 13th, the 5-star of John Briggs. Oh, this next row is interesting here. Out of Fairgrove, Missouri, starting 12th, going to be the 93D of Josh Dugan. And to the inside, also out of Fairgrove, Missouri, driver of the 30, starting 11th, Dalton Cloyd. Starting 10th out of Moody, Missouri, the 5V of Carmen Vincent. Now your current points leader for the 2025 series out of Alton, Missouri, the 11 of Sawyer Kriegler. All right, ladies and gentlemen, starting 8th out of Niangua, Missouri, driver of the 22, Tim Petty. Starting 7th out of West Plains, Missouri, he drives that red, black, and white number 3, Joey Smith. Starting in the number 6 position out of Hartville, Missouri, driver of the 15, the opportunist, Trent Wynn. Starting 5th out of Fairgrove, Missouri, driver of the 60, Cody Nivens. At number 4 position, out of Aurora, Missouri, the 42 of Cole Wells. Starting 3rd out of Willard, Missouri, he drives that big 5-0. Give it up for Caden Cornell. Starting 2nd, your defending points champion for the 2024 season right here out of Lebanon, Missouri, the 4A of Dustin Atkinson. And on the pole out of Marshfield, Missouri, give it up for the 9P of Sam Petty. Race fans, we ain't done, because here in a minute, when I get the signal, we're going to count these drivers down to start their engines. But I need you to do me another favor. I know I'm asking a lot of favors tonight. After these drivers start their engines, I need y'all to make more noise than the cars on the track. Not now, they ain't started their engines yet. But once they start their engines, I want the drivers to hear you fans over the rumble of their engines. You about as sharp as a bowling ball, ain't you? So our four-state dirt late model race director there, Kyle, he's going to go through and he's going to talk to all the drivers, tell them good luck, be safe, put it on the trailer in one piece. And then after that, we're going to get ready to count this down so we can go green flag racing. Oh, you did make it up. Everybody give Michael Seitz a round of applause. He didn't fall. But now he's got to climb up the flag stand. Oh, my mic's still on. That's my bad, Mike. What? I can't hear you. I love you too. Your wife's up here rolling her eyes. And she already told Ronnie that she don't claim you half the time. Hey, Mike, I got 2 cookie ladies. I got the OG cookie lady. Like, she made me some brand new cookies. I don't know what they were, but they were delicious. Like, they were bad for the waistline, but so good. Is he grunting? Can anybody hear him grunting? So Kyle's down there. He just gave Cody Nivens the knuckles. Now he's going to go talk to Dustin and then Sam. And then we are going to get ready. Again, race fans, I need you to make enough noise for the drivers to hear you over the rumble of their engines. I said race fans, not race officials. All right, race fans. We're going to start at 5. Everybody as loud as you can. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start your engines. Race fans, Race fans, now is the time to turn those cameras on. Everybody needs to get off your seat and on your feet. Everybody up on your feet. And when your drivers come out of turn 4, I want the flashes going off. I want the hands clapping and everybody screaming and cheering. This is one of the greatest spectacles in all of dirt track racing. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your 4-state dirt late models. All right, race fans, here we go. Lights are down. We will be green flag when we come out of turn 4. And here we go. Green flag is in the air. Bell motor off down on 1 and 2. Sam Petty jumps out to that race lead. 3 wide, multiple rows through the field. As lap 1 gonna go to Dustin Atkins. Oh, we got a parking lot over here on the 3. Parking lot in 3 and 4. Parking lot in 3 and 4. I see Cottrell, Jackson, Tiger, Powell, and I think that's Matt Menzie over there as well. No, Menzie's right there. Oh, Glenn Powell's got a busted right rear. All right, so I'm being told that other car over there is the 74 of Kyle Bates. So we're going to get these 2 cars disconnected from each other. Did not get a lap completed. So we still have 30 laps ahead of us. All right, so we're getting Kyle Bates and Dustin Tiger, like I said, disconnected. I don't know what happened, but I know there was 5 cars involved. There was Glenn Powell, Tracy Cottrell, Reggie Jackson, Dustin Tiger, and Kyle Bates. All right, so Glenn Powell, the driver of the 26 car, he went pit side for a right rear flat. I think Glenn Powell's gonna be able to make it back out. Dustin Tiger's able to roll away. A little bit of nose damage. I know a great plastic surgeon in Springfield that can take care of that. All right, so we're going to go back to an original restart because we did not get that first lap completed. Sam Petty, Dustin Atkinson on that front row. All right, we're going to shut the lights off, and they will be green flag racing. Into 3 we're going to go. Like I said, 30 laps completed, 30 laps to go. We did not get a lap completed. Green flag is back in the air. side, it is Atkinson, Wells, Petty, your top three. Dustin Atkinson out front, Colwell, Sam Petty, Trent Wynn. Oh, we got one around. Yellow is out, yellow is out. The yellow flag is out for the 87 of Dwayne Hobbs. Two laps completed. 28 to go. All right, race fan, lights are down. And we will be green flag when they come out of turn 4. Dustin Atkinson, your race leader, 2 down, 28 to go. Green flag is back in the air. Oh, we got one around right here on the front stretch. That's the 74 Kyle Bates. He's going to keep rolling. Never mind, just kidding. All right, race fans, we're going to try this again. Lights are down. Still 2 laps completed. 28 to go. Dustin Atkinson out front. Wells, Petty, row 2. Wynn and Cornell, row 3. That's your top 5. Green flag is in the air. Down to 1 and 2. The field is going to go. Dustin Atkinson's going to lead them on down the back stretch. Everybody's through 1 and 2, clean and clear. Now to turn 4, you're going to see 3 down. We got some green flag racing here as you got Dustin Atkinson out front, going to come out of turn number 4, followed by Cole Wells, Sam Petty, Trent Wynn, Caden Cornell, Joey Smith, Tim Petty, and Sawyer Kriegler right there going to be battling it out. Dustin Atkinson got a very good lead. Now Trent Wynn starting to come around, trying to come around the outside of Sam Petty. Trent Wynn going to get that daily double, the 2 for 1 special. Dustin Atkinson almost has a full straightaway lead over Cole Wells. Cole Wells sits in second, Sam Petty in that number 3 spot. There is cars everywhere on the track. Your race leader is about to have some lap traffic in front of him. Is that lap traffic going to give the 42 of Cole Wells, the 9 of Sam Petty, the 15 of Trent Wynn, the 50 of Caden Cornell a chance to run down the 4A of Dustin Atkinson? Yellow is out. For the 82 of Jace Parmley. All right, so we put them in single file so we can get them in the correct lineup. Lights are down, ladies and gentlemen. There'll be green flag when we come out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Whoa, we got a parking lot. I see Dalton Cloyd, Reggie Jackson, Noah Ames, John Briggs, and Carmen Vincent. Oh, maybe that wasn't. Oh, that's my bad. That's Dustin Tiger. So John Briggs, Dustin Tiger, Dalton Cloyd, Carmen Vincent, and Reggie Jackson all involved in that parking lot over there in 3 and 4. All right, so there's a whole lot of confusion going on there. The 30 at Dalton Cloyd is going pit side. Not sure what happened or what's going on, but it appeared that they was looking at something when he was over here on the front stretch, looking at something on that driver's side front. So tie rod, A-arm, hard telling what could be wrong, but he's going pit side. We're going to stack them up, single file restart. We're going to be green flag when they come out turn number 4. Dustin Atkinson, your race leader. Cole Wells, Sam Petty, your top 3. Trent Wynn, Caden Cornell, your top 5. Sawyer Kriegler sits in 6th. Green flag is in the air. Down to 1 and 2. Everybody's going to go. Single file, Dustin Atkinson trying to get back that lead. He had that massive gap between him and Cole Wells. Sawyer Kriegler sits there in 6th, and he's got Joey Smith all over him. Trent Wynn going to the high side, trying to get around. As Caden Cornell is going to go down to the bottom side, they're going to be door to door. Wynn trying to catch that 9P of Sam Petty. As the 42 of Cole Wells is trying to run down the 4A of your current race leader, Dustin Atkinson. Started on the pole, he's led every lap. Well, he started on the outside pole, led every lap. Good green flag racing we got going on here. As your race leader comes out of turn 4, it is Dustin Atkinson, Cole Wells, Sam Petty, your top 3. Caden Cornell up to 4th. Trent Wynn 5th, Sawyer Kriegler, Joey Smith, Tim Petty, Cody Niven, Josh Dugan, Brandon Balders, Mike Vintner, Matt Menzie, John Rowland, Jace Parmley, Dwayne Hobbs, Dustin Tiger, John Briggs, Reggie Jackson. Cars going to the pits. We got cars exiting off to the pits. Cole Wells trying to catch that 4A. Cole Wells gets to the back bumper, then Dustin Atkinson. Oh, we got the 99 facing the wrong direction in turn 4. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Yellow is out, yellow is out. For the 99 of John Rowland. All right, Delaware double file restart. Lights are down. We will be green flag when they come out of, oh, the 99 are rolling. He's going pit side as that right front tie rod is broke. Lights are down, ladies and gentlemen, into 3. Coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Oh, look at the hustle. Oh, Bittner into the back of Nivens. Jackson into the back of Tiger, but guess what? We're going to stay rolling. Out of turn 4, it is Dustin Atkinson by half a car. Cole Wells down to the bottom side. Atkinson going to diamond it off. Cody Nivens down to the bottom of the speedway. Yellow flag. Yellow. Yellow flag is out for the 60 of Cody Nivens. All right, race fan, lights are down. We're going to try it again and keep rolling. Out of 4, green flag is back in the air. Dustin Atkinson knows that Cole Wells is there. He's got to be smart and he's got to be fast. As they're going to go down the backstretch and into 3. Dustin Atkinson leads them out of turn 4. Cole Wells, Sam Petty, Caden Cornell, and Sawyer Kriegler, your top 5. Top 5 single file, and then they're going to be double file all the way back through the rest of the field. As Dustin Atkinson holds on to the race lead, trying to keep that separation between him and Cole Wells as they're going to cross the stripe. Trent Wynn going to be sitting in that number 6 spot, just getting around Tim Petty, who sits in 7th. Josh Dugan going to be in that number 8 spot. Then you got Jace Parmley and Joey Smith battling it out for 9th and 10th. But your race leader going to come out of turn number 4 is Dustin Atkinson in the 4A. Field kind of single files out right now. Everybody, all of them down on the bottom. Dustin Atkinson holds on to the race lead. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. For the 74, Kyle Bates as he goes around in turn 1. So we had debris over there in turn 1. That's why the caution come out. Kyle Bates kind of helped point that out for us. "21 laps completed, 9 to go. And Dustin Atkinson has stole the show as he's been in charge since the drop of green. But Cole Wells has been knocking on the door wanting to come in. Sam Petty sits in that number 3 spot. Caden Cornell 4th. And Sawyer Kriegel, your current points leader, sits in 5th. And you got Trent Wynn, Tim Petty, Josh Dugan, Jace Parmley, and Joey Smith. Followed in by Mike Bentner, Dustin Tiger, Matt Menzie, John Briggs, Dwayne Hobbs. So Kyle Bates had to get a little push start from the Midway Speedway push truck. And there we go. Now he's got her roll in the right direction. Single file restart, 9 laps remaining here for your 4-state dirt late model feature at the 25th annual Tony Roper Memorial. Lights are down. Dustin Atkinson on that number 1 spot. Cole Wells, Sam Petty, your top 3. Into 3, coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. We're single file. Everybody going to be running down on the bottom side of the speedway. Everybody wants to go catfishing tonight, as you're going to see a heat race distance to go, 8 laps remaining. Dustin Atkinson still your race leader. Cole Wells, Sam Petty still your top 3. And Reggie Jackson down into the infield, but he's just going to go ahead and pull down into the infield. We're going to stay clean and green. Dustin Atkinson getting that separation between him and Cole Wells. Caden Cornell coming up to the backside of Sam Petty, trying to get into the top three and get a podium finish. Laps ticking down here. Sawyer Kriegler now, he's to the backside of Caden Cornell. Trent Wynn to the backside of Sawyer Kriegler. Out of turn 4 they come. Dustin Atkinson, Cole Wells, they got separation between the rest of the field as they come out of turn number 4. Then you got Sam Petty, Caden Cornell, Sawyer Krieger, Trent Wynn, Petty, Dugan, Parmley, Smith. Oh, Dugan trying to get down around. White flag, 1 to go for the 4A of Dustin Atkinson. Down the back stretch, the 4A is going to go for the final time. Out of turn number 4, here comes a checkered flag for the 4A of Dustin Atkinson. Cole Wells and Sam Petty, your top 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to crown our 4-State Dirt Late Models feature winner for the 25th annual Tony Roper Memorial. Safety equipment coming off. Make some noise when he climbs out of that car. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to get loud as we are about to crown the 4-State Dirt Late Model Tony Roper Memorial feature winner. Give it up for the 4A of Dustin Atkinson. All right, race fans, while the late models exit the track and we lay some moisture down, I'm going to give you the starting lineup for our POWRi Midwest Modified, which is going to be the next feature rolling out. On the pole, going to be the 5D of Dustin Dennison. And to his outside, the 7C of Derek Cook. Row 2, you got the 77 of Zach Willis and the 83 of Ben Newell. Row 3, going to be the 8K of Tyler Cadunston and the 15R of Oakley Ragland. Row 4 going to be the 51 of Sean Henson and the 35E of Luke Aiken. Row 5, the 16A of Shannon Geller and the 17 of Garrett Parker. Row 6 going to be the 34C of Jake Carter and the 55 of Adriel Shepard. Row 7, the 27 of Terry Williams and the 14 of John Newell. Row 8 going to be the 6T of Austin Treadway and the 75 of Colby Lathrop. Row number 9, you got the 44R of Randall Cushing and the 28D of Dylan Dampier. And row 10 going to be the 6 of Corey Henson and the 65 junior of Carter Jackson. All right, race fans, we're going to double them up. We're going to shut the lights off, and they're going to be green flag when we come out of turn number 4. Dustin Dennison, Derek Cook up there on that front row. Zach Willis and Ben Newell going to be row number 2. Tyler Cadunston and Oakley Ragland going to be that third row. Keith the flag man going to do the jig into 3 coming. Out of turn number 4, green flag is in the air. They're going to rock and roll down to 1 and 2. And everybody going to get through clean and clear as we're going to go down the back stretching into 3. Oh, Ben Newell up over the cushion. He's wild. Oh, we got cars turning. Yellow is out, yellow is out. Yellow flag is out as we got Jake Carter, Luke Aiken, and I think that's Shannon Geller down there as well in the infield. Luke Aiken's got something hanging off his car. Lights are down, ladies and gentlemen. Delaware double file restart. Dustin Dennison out front. Derek Cook, Zach Willis, top 3. Green flag back in the air. Down through 1 and 2 they go. Dustin Dennison going to lead them down into 3. Derek Cook, Zach Willis, they're still door to door. Tyler Cadunston and Oakley Ragland are door to door. Ragland and Cadunston going to round out your top 5. Ben Newell sitting back there in 6th. Sean Henson going to be back there as well as Dustin Dennison, your race leader. Zach Willis going to have that number 2 spot. Dennison, Cook, or Dennison, Willis, Cook, Ragland, Knudsen. That's your top 5. Then you got Newell, Henson. Oh, Garrett Parker goes around to the bottom of 1. Yellow is out, yellow is out, yellow is out for the 17 of Garrett Parker. Lights off, ladies and gentlemen, as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Down the back stretch, the field's going to go. Dustin Dennison trying to get that separation. Derek Cook, Zach Willis still battling it out, and so is Oakley Ragland and Tyler Knudsen as they're battling. Oh, Carter Jackson goes around. Oh no, yellow is out, yellow. Carter Jackson turned. Dylan Dampier, Jake Carter, Randall Cushing, Shannon Geller, and Garrett Parker all collected in that. All right, race fans, single file restart. The mess is cleaned up. Lights are out of turn 4. Green flag is in the air. Down in the 1 and 2, they're going to go. Dustin Dennison leads them. Zach Willis going right back to the top shelf. Derek Cook down on the bottom side. Oakley Ragland up to 4th as Ben Newell and Tyler Knudsen are going to battle it out for 5th and 6th. It's all Dustin Dennison right now. Derek Cook up to that number 2 spot as he battles with the 77 of Zach Willis. Derek Cook's got that number 2 spot. Yellow. Yellow is out for the 17 of Garrett Parker. All right, not sure what that was all about. The driver's got a little antsy. Lights are down. Out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. Down 7 to go. Single file all the way through 1 and 2 down the back stretch. We're going to go. Derek Cook, he's got something working as he comes to the back bumper there. Dustin Dennison, your race leader. Oakley Ragland down on the bottom side trying to get a run on that 77 of Zach Willis as they're going to be door to door down the back stretch and into 3. That's the battle we're watching right now, the battle for 3rd and 4th between Oakley. Ragland going to take over 3rd. Ben Newell going to come to his back bumper and try to follow him. As the 5D of Dustin Dennison leads the way, he's been in charge since the drop of green, and he hasn't looked back. Dennison, Cook, Ragland. Ben Newell sits in 4th as Willis shuffles back to 5th. Dustin, oh, we got one facing the wrong way. That is the 55 of Adriel Shepard. Yellow is out, yellow is out, yellow is out. All right, lights are down. We're going to try it again. We are a single file restart. The 5D of Dustin Dennison, your race leader and has been since lap 1. Can he hold on as we get back underway with green flag racing? Oakley Ragland there trying to get into that number 2 spot around the 7C of Derek Cook. Ben Newell going to be there in 4th. Watch your top 4. Dustin Dennison going to cross the stripe 2 more trips around. Out of turn number 4, we're going to see the white flag. Checkers or wreckers time. One more trip around as they're going to go down the back stretch for the final time. Into 3 goes the 5D, your race leader. Coming to the checkered flag, Dustin Dennison. Derek Cook 2nd, and Ben Newell takes home that top 3. All right, race fans, down there in victory lane, your POWRi Midwest Modified feature winner at the 25th Annual Tony Roper Memorial. He's going to get his safety equipment off. I see the helmet's already off. As he gets ready to climb out of that car, make sure you make some noise. Give it up for the... Oh, wait, I thought I seen him coming out. There's the helmet. Give it up for the 5D of Dustin Dennison. Gun Hornets pulling out onto the track. On the pole is going to be the 8 of Kyle Kraus and his outside, the 66 of Max Dublin. Row 2 going to be the 18 of Clay Chancellor and the 25 of Rhett Edgar. Row 3 going to be the 44 of Peyton Willis and the 3C of Charlie O'Neill, and riding shotgun in row 4, the 85J of Joseph Aiken. So Peyton Willis unable to make the call. 12 laps of distance here for these young guns. Who's going to be the victor at the 25th Annual Tony Roper Memorial? Green flag is in the air. Good battle up front between Kyle Kraus and Max Dublin. Here comes Rhett Edgar and that 25 machine. Clay Chancellor sitting 4th. As lap 1 goes to the 8 of Kyle Kraus. Oh, Rhett Edgar's got to run on Dublin down on the bottom side, but Dublin's just going to powerhouse it down the back stretch. Clay Chancellor now up there as well. It's all Kyle Kraus right now out front. Single file, they go through 3 and 4. It's still Kyle Kraus, your race leader. Max Dublin second, Rhett Edgar third. Clay Chancellor 4th. Charlie O'Neill 5th, and Joseph Aiken rounds out the field. Oh, Dublin goes in hard. '85 got leaking. '85's damaged his radiator. He's leaking. All right, so after all that mishap, Rhett Edgar going to be your race leader. Clay Chancellor second, Charlie O'Neill third, and Kyle Kraus going to go back to the back part of the field. Max Dublin broke his right front when him and Kyle Kraus kind of made contact. And then the 85J of Joseph Aiken, he's got a busted radiator, so he's going pit side as well. So we're going to shut the lights off. They're going to be green flag when we come out of turn number 4 for your Young Gun Hornets. Into 3 coming out of turn number 4, green flag. Red Edgar going to lead him on down into 3. Clay Chancellor going to try to run him down. Kyle Kraus going to try to get back up into the race lead where he was before the mishap. It's still Rhett Edgar out front. Clay Chancellor, Charlie O'Neill, and Kyle Kraus were kind of single file here for your Young Gun Hornets as they got laps ticking down, but they are running a good race. Nice, smooth, consistent laps for all of them. As Edgar going to cross the stripe, still your leader. Oh, looks like Clay Chancellor starting to close the gap there. Kyle Kraus trying to run down that 3C of Charlie O'Neill. Yeah, Clay Chancellor, he is slowly running down the 25 of Rhett Edgar. But does he have enough laps left to make it happen? Down into 3 they go. They're going to cross the stripe. You got 2 more trips around. Oh, Kyle Kraus going to get up and around Charlie O'Neill. Oh, Kyle's going to bobble it. Charlie's going to battle back. Coming out of turn 4 with your race leader. White flag waves for the 25 of Rhett Edgar. Down the backstretch and into 3 for the final time. Coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag waves for the 25 of Rhett Edgar. Clay Chancellor second, Kyle Kraus third, and Charlie O'Neill going to take 4th. All right, race fans. Another victory lane about to go down, this time for the Young Gun Hornets at the 25th Annual Tony Roper Memorial. Safety equipment coming off. I see the helmets off. Getting everything undone so he can climb out of that car. Give it up for the 25 of Rhett Edgar. Here we go. POWRi Pure Stocks. 15 laps of distance on the pole. Going to be the 0 of James Reedus into his outside the 14 of Derek Davis. Row 2 going to be the 19 of Trenton Houston and the 26 of Preston McDowell. Row 3 going to be the 32 of Richard Adams and the 21 of Peyton McDowell. Row number 4 going to be the 9 of Mike Piercy and the 68 of Rhonda Lamke. And row 5 going to be the 42 of Trevor Ellingson. Number 4. 15 laps the distance here for your POWRi Pure Stock feature. Davis on that front row out of turn 4. Green flag is in the air. Reedus going to have the lead out of 2 down the back stretch. Oh! Preston McDowell got the door shut on him, had to check up. And then got a nice little shot to the shorts by Peyton. Lap 1 going to go to the 0 with James Reedus, Derek Davis, Trenton Houston going to be your top 3. It's all James Reedus right now. As Peyton McDowell trying to get around the 19 there. Trenton Houston trying to get into the top 3. James Reedus says, see ya, bye-bye. Peyton McDowell now going to battle Derek Davis for the race lead. It's going to be a door-to-door battle and out into 3 and 4. Coming out of turn 4, it's James Reedus, your leader. Peyton McDowell to second. Derek Davis third. Trenton Houston, Preston McDowell, Richard Adams, Trevor Ellingson, Mike Piercy, and then Lamke. James Reedus got her set on Gile on the top side of the Speedway. Trenton Houston going to follow him, try to find the fast line. As Houston going to get around the 14 of Derek Davis. Mike Piercy facing the wrong direction. Yellow is out, yellow is out, yellow, yellow, yellow for the 9 of Mike Piercy. Green flag is back in the air out of turn 4. As they're going to work on down into 1 and 2. Peyton McDowell going to try to get around Derek Davis, but Derek Davis says, nah, I want to be back up at the front. As James Reedus going to lead the charge out of turn number 4. It is Reedus, followed in by, Peyton McDowell by literally a bumper. Derek Davis third, Trenton Houston going to be there. Preston McDowell rounding out your top 5, but Richard Adams trying to come up and steal away that number 5 position. As James Reedus is gone like yesterday. Now you got top 5 cars pretty much all going top side. Reedus, McDowell, Davis, Houston, McDowell. Richard Adams there in that green 32 going to stay down on the bottom side. Laps ticking down here in your POWRi Pure Stock feature. Now Peyton McDowell's got separation between him and Trenton Houston. Houston's still battling it out with Derek Davis there for third. But it is all James Reedus out front. Peyton McDowell, Trenton Houston up into that number 3 spot again. Preston McDowell starting to run down Derek Davis, trying to go from 5th to 4th. Mike Piercy gets wild coming out of turn 4, but he's going to bring it back onto the track. We're going to stay clean and green. They're going to cross the stripe 2 more trips around here. For your POWRi Pure Stocks. Reedus staying on the top shelf all the way around the track. Out of turn 4, white flag. 1 to go, 1 more trip for the double or for the 0 of James Reedus. Down into 3. Coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag waves for the 0 of James Reedus. Peyton McDowell second, Trenton Houston your top 3. All right, race fans down there in victory lane. Safety equipment's off. Give it up for the 0 of James Reedus. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the final feature of the evening, and that is going to be your POWRi B mods. I'm going to go ahead and tell you how they're going to line up. On the pole is going to be the 65 of Chris Jackson, and to his outside, the 68 of Donnie Betts. Row number 2 is going to be the 2 of Eric Graves and the 14C of Cody Crabtree. Row 3, you got the 5C of Brian Cook, and to his outside, the 55G of Luke Gideon. Row number 4 is going to be the 49 of Mason Rodden and the 44T of Casey Thomas. And riding shotgun in row number 5, all by his lonesome, going to be the 7 of William Garner. So it appears Casey Thomas is unable to make the call, unable to make it out for the feature. Not sure what happened. So we got 8 cars, 15 laps the distance. So the 7 of William Garner there, he was at Lucas Oil Speedway running his USRA stock car tonight. They got done. He loaded up and came straight here with the Midwest mod. All right, we're going to stack them up. 2 by 2, they're going to go. One to go from the starter's stand. And they're going to be green flag when we come out of turn 4. Green flag's going to be in the air. Down through 1 and 2, we're going to go. Chris Jackson going to be out front, going to be leading the charge. Donnie Betts second, Eric Graves third. Cody Crabtree sits in fourth. And Brian Cook and Luke Gideon going to battle it out for fifth and sixth. Top 4 single file. Right now the battle I'm watching is Brian Cook and Luke Gideon as they're battling for 5th and 6th there. And neither one is given an inch. They're both going to be door-to-door silhouetting it all the way around the track. William Garner comes up in front of the 49 of Mason Rodden. William Garner got his little Midwest mod earning and burning. As your race leader, the 65, and Chris Jackson going to come out of turn 4, going to cross the stripe. He'll be followed in by Donnie Betts, Eric Graves, Cody Crabtree, and Brian Cook, your top 5. Yellow is out, yellow is out, yellow. Not sure. All right, we think we got some debris on the front stretch, so we're going to check that out. All right, so 4 laps down, 11 to go. All right, lights are down. Chris Jackson, your race leader. Out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. Out of turn 4, it is Chris Jackson still to the lead. Eric Graves comes up the second around the 68 of Donnie Betts. Brian Cook sits there in 4th trying to get 3rd. Cody Crabtree says, nah, number 4 is my spot. Chris Jackson, see you later. Eric Graves, second. Donnie Betts. Brian Cook up the fourth. Cody Crabtree sits in fifth. Luke Gideon sixth. And the seventh position goes to the 7 car of William Garner, as Chris Jackson has a full straightaway on the rest of the field. Now Brian Cook. Cook trying to get up and around Crabtree again, as Crabtree just will not back down. Brian Cook, Cody Crabtree, they are battling it out for 4th and 5th. As neither one's able to get an edge or back down. Your race leader, Jackson, going to cross the stripe. And here comes the rest of the field. Eric Graves holds on to second, but Donnie Betts right there to the back tire. Same thing goes for Brian Cook and Cody Crabtree. Crabtree gets right to the back tire. Chris Jackson about a half a track, not quite a half a track lead over the rest of the field. Again, that battle there for 4th and 5th between Cook and Crabtree, that's what I'm watching right now, seeing who's going to get the edge, who's going to pull ahead, who's going to bobble it, as Crabtree comes back up to 4th. Your race leader, he's going to come out of turn 4, going to see the white flag. 1 to go. Here comes Eric Graves, man in second. Donnie Betts third. Crabtree 4th. Ladies and gentlemen, out of turn number 4, checkered flag for the 65 of Chris Jackson. Eric Graves second and Donnie Betts third. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to crown the final feature winner here at the 25th Annual Tony Roper Memorial. He's pulled up down there in victory lane. I see helmet off, getting the rest of his safety equipment off. Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise when he climbs out of that car for the 65 of Chris Jackson. Race fans, Chris Jackson's going to get his victory lane photo. As you exit the facility, we ask that you do pick up your trash, throw it in the proper trash receptacles, and we will see you all next Friday night right here at the Mighty Midway for the Gary Woodall Memorial. Y'all have a safe and a happy rest of your weekend.